Hello all, I am Palak Vadadia, Assistant Professor at LG Institute of Engineering and Technology from Department of Electronics and Communication. Today we will discuss the unit that is Python decision making and loops. See, if you remember, then already we have discussed about the Python decision making statement, that is if statement, if else statement, if else statement, and already we have discussed some of the statement, that is the past statement, break statement, continue statement, like that. And yes, we have already discussed about the loops also, that is for loop and while loop. Now today we will going to use all those things to write the for loop programs. So let's discuss our program number 1, that is write a program to generate a new list in which each item is a 2-item list with the string from the corresponding position of list 1 and the integer the corresponding position of list 2. Some precondition is given to us, that is the length of list 1 that should be equal to the length of list 2. Now the test data is, consider the list 1 is ABC. List 2 is what? It's 1 through 3. Now I want to combine these two lists, that is A with 1, B with 2 and C with 3, like this. Here A with 1, B with 2 and C with 3. Now let's write this code in a PyCharm. Now as we discussed, first I require the list 1. So I'm just taking list 1, that equal to just A, then B, here you can take string also, then it's a C, and then I'm just writing the list 2, that is list underscore 2, that equal to some integer number, that is 1 comma 2 comma 3. Now I know I want to combine these two lists, so that is combined in the list, the name of that list is what? Is the pairs, and I'm just initialize that as a empty. Now I will use the for loop, that is for I in range. If you remember, then already we have discussed this range statement. Then range of what? It's the length of list underscore 1. So what will happen? See, the first, this length of list 1 is calculated. The length of list 1 is what? Is it 3? And when the range 3 is executed, that means it generates the number that is start with the 0, 1 and 2. It will not include the last number. That is what? It's a 3. Now in place of list underscore 1, you can also write the list underscore 2 because the length of list 1 and list 2 are equal. Now next, it's very simple. See, first of all, what will happen? I is what? Is a 0. So list 1 of 0 that we want to combine with list 2 of 0. So simply I can use like this, pairs dot append, and then it's what? It's list 1 and which character I want? That is 0. Index is what? That character index is what? It's a 0. Similarly, I want to just append, that is list 2, and again which index number? That is I, that is 0. Alright, and then simply I want to print pairs. Now let's see what happened while we run this code. Here when we run this code, what will happen? Like A1, B2, C3. As such, there is no group, that is A and 1 is a one group, B and 2 is a second group, and C and 3 is a third group. Actually, we want like that. Then, see, some modification required in existing code, that is, here you have to define another list. For example, I'm just taking the new list and I also initialize that with the empty. Now instead of pairs, first of all I will append this into the new list. Here also I will append this into the new list, and then I will append this new list in the pairs. So pairs dot append, and here it's a new list. Now let's see what happened. Run and run test. See, actually we want like this. Right here it's a A1, B2 and C3. Now let's debug this code. First of all, we have to apply some point over here and then run, and then debug test. See here, first of all, list 1 is containing what is ABC, list 2 is what ABC, the pairs is empty. Now we will see what will happen when the for loop is executed. See, the I value is what? Is a 0. The new list will contain A and 1 because you will append the A in new list and then 1 in new list. And then the fourth line, that is new list, is appended to pairs. So right now my pairs is containing, that is A and 1. Now when the second time this for loop is executed, we know the value of I is what? It's a 1. And see here, the new list contain only the B and 2. Right? And then it will append to the pairs. So now the pairs is contain A1 and B2. Now again, see, again this for loop is executed. The value of I is become 2. Now this time, yes, we know that the new list will contain what? It's a C and 3. Now this new list is append to the pairs. So now my pairs will contain A1, B2 and C3. Now after that, see, the execution is over. It simply print the pairs. Right? So I hope this execution is clear. Now let's discuss the program number 2. That is, write a Python program to read the 3 numbers, that is A, B and C, and check how many numbers between A and B are divisible by C. That means, see, the test data, for example, if we enter A equal to 5, B equal to 15 and again C equal to 5. So what we have to find out? We have to find out the numbers that is in between 5 to 15, how many numbers that is divisible by the C. So in my case it's a 5. So we know that the 5 is divisible by the 5. So yes, output first is what? Is the 5. Then 6 is not divisible by the 5. So we will not consider 6. Same as 7, 8, 9 and 10. But yes, the 10 is what? Is divisible by 5. So we will consider 10. Then 11, 12, 13, 14, that we will not consider. But yes, the 15 is what? Is divisible by 5. So we will consider 15. Now let's write this code in a PyCharm. So first, I'm just taking the variable that is A, then it's integer, and then user will input the value of A. So I'm using the command that is input, and here enter the lower limit. Then I'll just use the variable that is B, it's int, and again input, and here I'm just using command that is enter the higher limit. Then I'm just taking the variable C, that is integer, and then again it's the input, and here I'm just writing enter the number to be divided by. Okay, and then simply I'll use the one for loop, that is for I in range, and here I am using, that is, I have to see, I want to define the 2 argument inside the range, that is, one is the start, another is what? Is a stop. So I know I want to start with the lower limit. So my starting limit, my starting point is what? It's a A, and I want to finish at what? At a B. But you know very well, in the range, it will not include the last number. So it will not include the b. If I want to include the b, then here I should write b plus 1. Alright, if I write b, then it take all the numbers, that is a, then some higher than a, then like. But it would not consider the number b. And here simply I just put a one condition, that is if I, okay, the first number, that is our lower limit, I, it is divisible by what? It's a c. Yes, if it is a divisible by the c, that means what will happen? Our remainder will become what? It's a 0. So simply I modulus of c, if that is equal to 0. Now we know that it's what? C is what? The number that we want to divide. Then simply we want to print that number. So I'm just writing print, and that is what? It's the I. Now let's see. Run, and then run test. So first I'm just entering 5, then it's a 15, and it's a 5. So yes, the output is what? It's a 5, 10 and 15. If I enter like this, see. Again, if I run this test, and if I enter 2, and then it's a 12, and then it's a 2. Then the number are what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and 12. So I hope this code is clear. Now we will discuss the program number 3. That is, write a program to find the LCM of two numbers. That is, if first number is 5, second number is 3, then we know that the LCM is what? Is 15. Now let's write this code in a pie chart. So here first I'll just take the variable a, that is integer, and then it's the input, and enter the first value. Then just copy this line and paste it. And this is what is my variable b. Enter the second value. Now here we want to check one condition. If a is greater than b, then we will take another variable, that is, for example, it's a minimum. Then the minimum number is what? It's b, because a is greater than b. Else, see, I want to try, that is else minimum number is what? It's a, right? If a is greater than b, then the minimum number is b. Otherwise, the minimum number is what? A. Now I want to use the while loop, that is while. Here I can write while true. That means this loop is executed. This condition is always fulfilled, or is always correct. True. Then here, if that is minimum, that is divided, or we can say modulus with the a, and if it is a 0. Alright. And minimum modulus b, if it is a 0. Then print simple, that is LCM is minimum. Otherwise, what you have to do? You have to increase your minimum number thereby 1. First of all, when we print, we just break it, and here minimum, that equal to minimum plus 1. Now let's see what this while loop will do. See, first of all, whatever the minimum number is there, it is simply modulus with a and b. If it is divided by a and b and remainder is 0, that means what? That is our LCM. And then simply we want to break this loop. Otherwise, we want to increase this minimum number. First of all, we run this and then we will see the execution. First, if I enter 2 and if I enter 3, then the LCM is what? It's a 6. Yes, it's the correct answer. Now let's see the execution of this code, how the code will execute. See, first of all, user will enter this 2 number. So in place of A, what we have? In place of A, we have a 2. And then in place of B, we have a what? It's a 3. Right? So here it will compare. 2 is greater than 3. No. So our minimum number is what? It's a A. Our minimum number is A. So here minimum that equal to what? A. And A is what? It's a 2. Now this loop is always true. So minimum that is what? It's a 2. 2 divided by 2. Yes, that gives the remainder 0. But when you divide 2 with the 3, no, remainder is not 0. So this condition is not satisfied. Here you see it's a AND operator is there. That means the both conditions should be fulfilled. So that condition is not satisfied. So the body of if will not execute it. It's simply minimum that equal to mean plus 1. So now the value of mean is increased and it will become what? It's a 3. Alright. So here 3 modulus of 2. That is not equal to 0. But 3 modulus of 3 is equal to 0. But out of 2, one condition is not satisfied. So again the body of if will not execute it. Simply it will increase the number. Likewise it's a 4, 5 and then 6. When the 6 will come, see the 6 modulus of 2 that equal to 0. Yes. And here what will happen? 6 modulus of 3 that equal to 0. Yes. Now both the condition is fulfilled. So the LCM of this is what? It's a 6. Simply it will print the 6. So I hope this code is clear. Now one exercise for you, that is write a Python program to read the AND number and print the identity matrix of the desired size. That means if you enter 2, then I want an output 2 by 2 identity matrix. If you enter 3, then 3 cross 3 identity matrix. You just try it. We will solve this exercise in our next session. Thank you.